Behind me is a truck that's basically a Tremor, but it's affordable. I'll include a link to the Ford American Forks website in the description down below that's providing us with this truck. Let's get right into it. This turbo 2.7 liter V6 has a 3.55 axle ratio, goes through a 10-speed, fuel economy is 18 around town, 23 on the highway. It puts out 325 horsepower, 400 pound-feet torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now you've got the normal wavy hood design, and then down below you have the cool amber lights. I think those are kind of fun with the new F-150s. Notice the Ford logo is the new style. This truck has fog lights. We also have a real bumper. We've got recovery points too. So altogether, this has quite a bit of front end equipment. Tire and wheel setup is 265 by 70 by 18. The wheels are satin black, and these are not the most aggressive all-terrain tires. That's something you can always change though. F-150 STX badge. You've got the door-to-door side steps on this one. Leaf sprung in the rear, and then we've got the FX4 off-road decal. And then here's your side profile. This is a crew cab with the shorter bed. When it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock function. Got the flip out key and then the Ford logo on the back. Now popping into the bed, it is not dampened with the tailgate, so you do have to lower it under your own strength. No equipment back here really. I mean, there's cargo tie down points, but that's, yeah. At least the tailgate's very light, so that's easy. Again, new Ford logo on the back, and then you guys can see with the baseline taillights, and then dual outlet exhaust tips on this package, which makes it look a little bit sportier. That will cap things off for the exterior. Let's now check out the interior. Got nice soft touch and stitching there. Down below you can see the storage on the door panel. And then look at these seats. Nice cloth trim all down the center. And then there is under seat storage, 60-40 split. And then, sorry about the lighting. Holy guacamole, the camera died. There's a flat loading floor. Plenty of legroom in the back. Got a storage pocket. See the cup holders there. So a USB port, vents in the back. The rear glass is fixed as an open, and then there's plenty of headroom back here. Let's now check out the front. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. You've got your mirror adjustments. Front two windows are automatic. More soft touch there on the door panel. 1512 for the payload capacity on this truck. And look at these seats. Really nice. You do have your manual adjustments on the side. Light controls to the left of the steering wheel. You also have your auto stop start feature. And this is kind of old school. You got to stick the key in the ignition. Wiggle, wiggle, jiggle. Ow, I cut my finger. Now the steering wheel has more basic trim. You do have practical controls in the front for the center, for example, cruise control, volume and voice command controls too. Manual shift function on the column shifter, and there is the gauge cluster, fully digital. This is standard across all F-150s. Ford's going all in on the screens, and I do like how you can see the different drive modes with the fun animation. You obviously have off-road, on-road modes, towing, everything. Just a backup camera in reverse, but it does have good resolution. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, shortcut bar here at the bottom. Pretty quick to respond. Has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And you got the little side tab. So if you pull the side tab over, it changes what's on the main page. But anyways, you guys get the point. Good brake controls, and then this does have a part-time four-wheel drive system with a 2-speed transfer case and a rear diff lock. Analog controls for the radio. You also have your climate controls too. A little bit of storage there, USB ports, some more storage in this area, some cup holders, and big center console. Nice trim on the top. Storage above the glove box there, manual mirror dimmer, and then just a sunglass holder up top. $54,815. Let's see how this STX performs. Let us set off in the poor man's Tremor. I already can hear the comments. Yes, I can hear them at this point. I'll read them, hear them. $54,000 is not for poor people. Yes, I agree. But you know what? That's the world we live in. With these modern pickup trucks, they are as expensive as can be, and they ain't getting any cheaper, sadly. But you know, there's discounts nowadays, which I've always found kind of funny, because it's like, why not just like have a lower MSRP that people are actually willing to pay, rather than this whole, well, we all know why. It's all for profit margins. I can back up a little bit. That'd probably make more sense. Oh, he's going around that way. This parking lot's really tight. It's very difficult to film videos here. Oh, I gotta back up again. Oh, he's pulling back into space. We'll get through eventually. we'll get through eventually. Sometime this century. Ah, it's skillful. Super Duties are hard to park. And that's a tight space. So, good on them. I do like how smooth F-150s are. Like, even though it's leaf sprung into the solid rear axle, it's pretty comfortable, especially when you're in smooth pavement. It feels somewhat car-like. Once you go over bumps, though, yeah, you can feel the suspension a bit, you can feel the axle a bit. But in smooth pavement, at least, it's quite enjoyable. Pretty quiet in here too. It doesn't have acoustic glass or anything, so you are going to hear some tire noise and some exterior noise, but it's not bad. Good torque. The 2.7's a great engine. Not only does it have good torque, but it's smooth with that torque delivery. Yeah, this is comfortable. Quite comfortable. My rear window was open. I'm like, man, I feel like F-150s are more insulated than this. I am correct. Yeah, even quieter. That torque is really good out of the 2.7. 3.5's obviously on a whole different level, but I think this is enough for many people. Close to enough for many people. Zoom in. It's nice. So, in conclusion, yes, it does drive truck-like, but this is the truck that you want to take off-road, right? A little bit more basic, a bit more affordable, so you don't feel as bad about beating it up. It can do all the same stuff as the Tremor, pretty much. Again, you put more aggressive tires on this, and I don't see anything that the Tremor can do that this couldn't also do. So take a look at one of these before you go and buy a Tremor, before you go and buy a Raptor. Like, here's my advice to people, as always: start at the bottom and then go up when it comes to a vehicle lineup. I think too many people are like, well, my budget's, I can technically afford $80,000, so let's look at Raptors. Oh, and then you leave the dealership with a $94,000 37 package Raptor. It's like, no. Okay, you can afford the $80,000 truck. How about you start with the base model XL, and then you go, okay, I want a little bit more. Okay, let's look at the STX. I want a little bit more. Okay, let's look at let's look at the Tremor or an XLT. And then, you just kind of, bump yourself up. And then I think what many of you will find is you'll end up with a more affordable truck. You'll enjoy it just as much, and your bank account will be thankful.